In traditional Lakota style parenting, this is done by not just mom and dad, it's done by all the moms and dads. In the Tiospaye system, which is something I mentioned earlier, this is when you have a child. Also, when I define this, I like to use myself as an example. My mother and her sisters, those are all my mothers, and the partners of these women are my fathers, and the children of those marriages are all my brothers and sisters. Okay. Now my mother's brothers, those are my uncles, and their wives are my aunts, and their children are my cousins. That's my mother's side. My father's side, since he's married to my mom and my mom is my mom, that means my dad and his brothers are my other fathers, and all the wives of those men are my other mothers, and the children from those marriages are my other brothers and sisters, and my father's sisters, that's my auntie, and her husbands. I mean, the husbands of those women are going to be my uncles, and the children from those unions will be my other cousins. And all moms and dads are just as important as the ones you were born from. So should something happen to your biological parents, you still got a bunch of moms and dads that are going to take care of you. They all love you, and they're going to help you get through that difficult time. But you're never alone. Yeah. So that is a very powerful system. There's no orphans. And this is the reason why all of these people are responsible for raising the children. Boys are raised by the men, warrior societies. Every warrior society has a certain specialty. So they watch the children and they see what their tendencies are. And whatever they have a talent for, then they push them into the society that focuses on that talent. And now the same thing is happening for the girls. There's various women's societies, and that same process happens there too. So that way, their talent gets discovered, it gets what do you call it, developed, and they learn that that your talent is what you use to bless the people. Yeah, and so this is how the society is, and when things are happening in the camp circle, they're learning about that emotionally. So by the time they're 15 years old, they're very emotionally developed. They're always being guided by the older people whenever something is happening. Yeah? And there are times of the day where they have, it's their time. They can do whatever they want. But they have all this training. Yeah? So their peer pressure was not really a problem back then. But in a dualistic world, it is. Yeah, when you don't have proper parenting, you're going to have peer pressure. But in traditional societies, they didn't have that. Didn't exist. Yeah, and anything closely resembling it was dealt with in a healthy way. Because you see, back then they thought in a community-minded perspective, whereas in today's world it's me. Yeah, me, 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 me. Not you, me. Yeah, and then you have jealousy entering and other things, and there's more opportunities to oppress one another in the modern society, whereas in the traditional society it was more about cooperation. And when somebody was about to make a mistake, the others come and say, "Hey, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What if if you do that, this might happen?" And so that guy might say, "Oh, yeah, and that." Yeah, that's a Lakota expression. Oh, yeah, and that. I'm just kidding. Shoot. Anyway, so that kind of thing didn't happen, yeah, and because people were community thinking, yeah, they were more about what can we do so that people can live, yeah. What can we do so that people will feel loved, that people will feel protected, yeah, that the people will feel good. So different warrior societies would sponsor events. Yeah, they might have a celebration where they'll do a buffalo hunt, and everybody gets fed. When a hunter brings down a buffalo, that doesn't belong to just his family. No, he knows that. He's grown up to to learn that that belongs to the whole people. So he's happy to feed everybody. Yeah, and if somebody needs something from it, especially like a new dress, or somebody needs a new teepee or something, then the hide will go to that person. Everybody benefits from that buffalo. Yeah. So um, it's community thinking. Yeah. What can we do? So, and when they have these kind of events, I mean these occasions, then as they're feasting, um, in the nighttime, whatever warrior society sponsored that event, um, they're going to get up. The members from that particular warrior society are going to get up in front of the people, and then they're going to all make speeches. Yeah, they're going to say, "Yeah, one time I went among the crows. They were sleeping, and I went among them, and I stole all their horses, and they didn't even know it. That's how sneaky I am." Yeah. And the people all cheer, and you hear the women say, "Lee, lee, 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 lee." Yeah, like that. That's that is for the people. That is not for the warrior. That's not the warrior is not bragging. Yeah. The warrior is saying to the people, "This is how brave I am to protect and love you, my people." That's the spirit. So he's not bragging himself up. In fact, his fellow warriors are cheering him on too. Yeah? They're all saying, "Yeah, right on. Yeah, this is how we are." Yeah? And then another one will get up and will say, he'll tell another story. Yeah? He's going to get up and say, "Yeah, I went among the um the people at Red Scaffold. Yeah, I stole all their cherries." Yeah. I'm just kidding. If you're from Cheyenne River, you know what I mean. Oh, shoot. So everybody, lee, 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 lee. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. Crazy guy here. But they do this because they want the people to feel reassured that they are protected by mighty warriors. Yeah, that they can live uh, knowing that they are safe, that they are well guarded, that they will always have food to eat. This is why they do these events. They didn't do it to show off. Yeah? And see, today we're not raised like that. You heard me talk about that earlier, yeah? That we weren't raised this way. So today when somebody does this, people say, "Shit, sit down, man, quit bragging." Yeah? Everybody's accusing each other of bragging. They think they're bragging. Yeah? And some people probably are because they're not raised traditionally. So this is I was just thinking about this today, yeah, that how back then we were more of a community-minded society, and we watched out for one another, and this didn't give many opportunities for peer pressure to exist. I mean, there were contests, but these were contests that also taught you things too. And if you won a contest, you have to do something for the people. Do you see what I mean? You don't go around saying, I'm the winner, look at my trophy, look at my gold medal, this is how good I am. See, that's the Western world. That's what the Western world says. But in the Lakota world, when you won a competition, you did something for the people because you're thanking them that they're honoring you. So you're honoring them back. Yeah? Chi oni hampi, they call that. Yeah, this is honoring uh, one another. And this is really, it makes everybody feel good. Yeah, and it just creates a wonderful atmosphere to want to live, to want to grow up, to want to help one another. Yeah, and people, this doesn't have anything to do with being Indian. This is part of, this is what your body does. Your body does the same thing. Yeah? Your lungs want your heart to live. Your heart wants your kidneys to live, and on down the line. Everybody is on each other's side. They're honoring each other inside your body. Your body is showing you how to live. This is not a Lakota thing. This is a human concept. But it's how the world around us is that influences us, and as most of us fall under that spell of focusing on our skin colors and our nationalities and saying, hey, you guys are all this way, so you stay over there, and eventually people start believing this kind of crap, and we have that tendency to only focus on the outer, yeah, and this is where duality is created. So it's like I said, this way, it's not really a Lakota way; it's a human way, and I think this is what we need to come back to that. Yeah, as people, as humans, we need to come back to that. And this way does not include religion. This is a way to live. Yeah, this is a religion to separate people from one another. Everybody has their own idea of how something should be. Everybody says their way is the right way. And that's really oppressing one another. And that's because they're only focusing on something, on the exterior.